Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to talk about 3 things that will actually take you from being the same self you are to taking action and being a better self. Think about how many people say that they're going to go to the gym and actually start working out, and how many of them actually stick to it after 3 months, 6 months. How many people say that they're going to become a fantastic guitarist or entrepreneur or change their mindset or change how much money they make or change their relationships? But after 3, 5, maybe 2 weeks, they're the same person that they've always been. And whatever they've tried to do, they've quit. So I've looked at my own life and I've realized that I have been able to kind of up level myself in a few areas. And I got to asking, well, why is it that some people just never change? And for me, I've been able to finally, after a lot of testing, create a very consistent gym routine. I'm actually going to the gym right after filming this, and go to the gym 5 days a week and put in rigorous workouts and start to do all these things to really change my life. Have a consistent YouTube channel, put out over 1,000 videos, have a blog. And back in the day, I was more or less like a lot of other people, lazy, didn't really like that. It felt unpleasant to put in some work sometimes, and kind of mediocre or average in a lot of areas. What's kind of changed me and allowed me to put out all this stuff, create an online course for my website, my personal brand, and up level myself in terms of my marketing skill set, my income, and these other things. And now I'm not saying I'm some type of millionaire or anything like that. I still make a rather modest salary, but it's definitely increased over the years, and all that other stuff. And so, how have I up leveled my communication, my networking, all these things? So let's just get into it, because you're probably just wanting to hear. So number one is actually having hope and a belief that changing these things make a difference. Now, it seems kind of elementary, but I think from my observations, a lot of people don't even believe it's possible. I've asked people nicely, like, why are you still here? I see I see you're kind of like doing this. Why did you never consider becoming an entrepreneur or anything else? And why have you stayed at this income and doing what you have for the last 20 years? And I think part of it, based off what I've seen, is they don't believe. They don't believe anything else can happen. And I think, when I see people who kind of have been working as a waiter or, post office delivery person, whatever the job, for 30 years, I think there's that lack of belief that doing anything extra can change anything, and that this is what they're destined to do. And for me, I've never had that. I've always had this belief that even if I don't have much skills or talent, or maybe I'm just mediocre, I'm going to always try and figure something else. If I'm going to be that post office delivery person in the daytime, I'm always going to test and learn, and I believe I can grow, and I'm going to try something, even 10 different side hustles if it's going to take that. And if it's going to take 10 years, it's going to take 10 years, but I'm going to try something. Maybe I'll start with music. Maybe I'll start making songs, put it out on SoundCloud. If that doesn't work, I'll do garage sales, try and flip stuff. If that doesn't work, I'll try something else. And I always had this belief that I could keep learning and growing, and something will eventually hit, that it will change my life, even no matter how long it takes. Number two, I think another big part of it is I get a lot of excitement and fulfillment from the fact that I'm doing a bit more than the average person. I know that the average person stops here. And so on the days when I know they're not doing anything, that's when I get ahead. And I get a lot of excitement from that, and that's what pushes me to lean in to do those things. A lot of other people, they just do the minimum, and that's just what they do, and they're just trying to get by on as little as possible. But I know those extra moments will pay dividends down the road. If everyone's going to the gym twice a week, the third day every week, I'm celebrating when I go in. I pat myself on the back. And then the third thing, and there's a lot of others, but I just wanted to keep it to 3 for now to keep it memorable. I think the third thing that stands out is I realize that even small actions on a daily or weekly basis make a difference. So, I sense a lot of indifference a lot of the times, and it's a small thing. But when I go to seminars, or when I have some type of school training or extra thing that an employer or myself gets to attend, I'm excited. I make the extra effort to be excited, engaged, actively listening. And I see a lot of other people who are just like tuning out, and they just feel like they're there because they have to be there, or whatever else. And those small things may not make a difference on that one instance, but I gain a little bit more knowledge on that thing. I spend a little bit more time learning and building on that. I read one more book I read per month. Over the years, that adds up. And soon enough, you might get to a state where I am now, where I've read over like 500 books. I have all this reference knowledge from not just the books, but my own testing and other people and networking and picking other people's brains, so that, when I come into something, I have a lot more skills in the tool belt I can build from. I'm not just going off my gut, but I can learn and build off of that. I have all this reference experience, and that starts to build and grow. And I have to credit the book by Darren Hardy, called The Compound Effect, for first learning about that concept. And he has this basic example of this one guy who eats out a little bit more than the other guy. One guy, he exercises and eats healthy, like maybe 1 or 2 meals more per week. The other guy eats out a bit more and doesn't really do anything but watch TV. The other guy reads a little bit of a book every week. And on a daily or weekly or monthly or even yearly comparison standpoint, they don't really see much difference. But after 10 years, that one guy is way ahead of the other guy. And that's the effect. That's a concept that I really like, that I took on to really up level my life. So hopefully that helped. I have a lot more tips, but those are 3 that stood out. Subscribe, like, and comment.